Hello and welcome back to West Ham United. I'm Andy. Oh, he's in the green room. He's in the green room, so I don't have to give him the big intro now, Mike. We've got YouTube brought you again. Look, it's Jake.
There he is.
West Ham Unofficial. How you doing?
Not bad. I finished my show about 30 seconds ago. Just jumped over, smacked my wall up. Here we are.
Yeah,
great work.
Yeah, no, I was watching it, mate. I was doing the research for tonight as well, so I didn't want to get carried away with the comments. But I know. Happy Monday, obviously. How was your day at school, Jake? Was it right? Was it?
Yeah, actually, to be fair, it weren't bad for a Monday. Cooked sweet and sour chicken and food tech. Didn't have to do too much work. Happy days.
Nice. Mike, obviously you had trouble with the trains yesterday, so was it a struggle today at work? A bit of a lack of sleep?
I was a bit tired this morning, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Trespassers on a line. Well, we're stuck in Waterloo for ages.
Oh, was
Then we go out on a different route, and then the signals failed, and then we're stuck again. So, got home a bit late last night, mate, so I was a bit tired this morning.
Put Neil from Down Under. A long time no see, Neil. I haven't spoke to you for ages. Hope you're doing well, mate. And we've got Mr. Cox in the building. Follows Jake everywhere.
Richard.
And everyone's saying hello. And we've got a spammer in the bye-bye. Just straight to the point. Don't even give him a chance. Sorry about that. So, gents, obviously we're going to talk about the game. What happened yesterday? I know a few people, including me at the time, I was really frustrated with it, but in my opinion, I sort of said it yesterday on my show, I've sort of got over it and more focused on Man United, but obviously we'll get into the starting 11s. Obviously it was the same team what started against Norwich. Mike, was you surprised? Was you expecting Moyes to do anything different?
I wasn't surprised, mate, but I just thought he got that wrong, really. I think a couple of them needed a rest. You know,
do you reckon he should have done it in Norwich then, waiting for, because Leeds would have been the more tougher opponent?
Yeah, I think probably that would have been the right way to do it. But after the Norwich game, we got the 3 points. Great.
Sorry, I was going to throw you.
Thanks. Yeah, got on the wrong line again. Yeah, I know. Anyway,
give it to him, Mike. Give it to him. Just go.
It's an open forum on here, Mike. Go on, give it to him.
No, honestly, mate. No, I just thought he should have rested a couple. You know, we can go on about the Kroll thing all night, can't we? You know, what is the point of him being there? I just think maybe Kroll and Johnson could have played to shake it up a little bit, to freshen it up a bit. We all know that in that time, you know, Leeds had played 3 games and we played 9, you know, and Leeds, they get at you anyway, don't they? They're that sort of team. So, we just need to fresh your legs on there, mate.
Yeah. Jake, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I think we all realised pretty quickly that starting Cresswell was a mistake, especially up against Rafinha, which is nothing against Cresswell, but he just got skinned every time we went past him. He just went past him like he weren't there. I think we would have benefited playing Ben Johnson there with that bit more pace. I'm not Ben Johnson's biggest fan, but I still think that he should have started in there. The game just passed Lanzini by. We definitely missed Souček and his physical presence, so we just weren't winning any balls in midfield. And I mean, Rice couldn't do it all on his own, and you could see again Rice was getting increasingly frustrated. He was just running past players, and I mean, one guy behind us shouted, "Just do it on your own, Deck," because no one else seems to care. But I think, again, we could have benefited with the likes of Crow or whoever, just somebody a bit more physical, somebody a bit more to the point, I think, would have benefited us further. But it is what it is, and can't change any of it now.
Yeah. So obviously the first goal, Jake, you mentioned Cresswell there, obviously just getting ripped to shreds, obviously just running in behind. Mike, sort of sticking on to the starting 11 and talking about the first goal. Do you reckon Moyes maybe could have played a back 5 and maybe put Cresswell as the next? I know they didn't play one up front, but maybe try something different. We'll sort of move on to the second. Just try something different as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think it would have been the right game to do it, to be totally honest, mate. I think Leeds, they're a weird team to play against because they sort of overload down the sides at times and leave a hole in the middle. You know, sometimes you could see Diop. I know he had no confidence on the ball or whatever, but he could have run straight down through the middle, two or three.
He done it once. He done it once,
yeah.
and I thought he was just going to continue doing it.
Yeah, they open up like parting of the waves.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. And I just think, like Jake said earlier, we miss Souček so much, and we're talking about the first goal, and they don't get that first goal if Souček's playing.
Yeah, I agree. I really do agree.
Yeah.
It was a great finish from Harrison, I've got to admit, but do you reckon we could have? Obviously, I know it was a defensive mistake. Jake, do you reckon? Do you reckon Fabianski should do better, or do you reckon it was a good save?
Christ, there was so many goals. I'm just remembering which one that was. Yeah, that was slotted quite nicely into the corner. I don't think he could have done much about that. The third goal people were on about. To be fair, I haven't even watched the highlights back, so I can't really tell. But from where we were, I couldn't really, straight away say Fabianski should have saved that straight off. If I'm being honest with you, but one thing I did notice was the difference in the distribution of the keepers. I thought Meslier was very good distributing the ball quickly and getting Leeds underway, and that's the part of the game that Fabianski lacks, I think, and you could definitely tell the difference there.
Yeah. We'll sort of move on to the Jarrod Bowen goal, which I thought was a great finish. But the Moyes' comments, obviously saying, well, because obviously we played on Wednesday, it's not really our fault the amount of games that we've played. Do you reckon he's just trying to sweep it under the carpet of just how shit we were, Mike, to try and do that? Because I thought that was a bit of a silly comment, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a bit of a silly comment, but he could have said, look, my two centre-halves and the whole defence were pretty poor, really, defensively, all round. He could have said that because we were. I mean, we could feel it, couldn't we? All around us, when our defenders got on the ball, it was just like, oh, what's going to happen?
Me and Mike could touch each other. That's how close we were sitting next to each other yesterday. I was sitting the row down in the group. Literally, I looked down and I was like, whoa, Mike. I was like that. Gave you a little tap on the shoulder yesterday. It still amazes me to this day. We met on YouTube, and then go to the game, and literally you couldn't write it, could you? You really could.
Right behind me, unbelievable, really, isn't it? Yeah. If I hadn't said, on that, when you said, you must be behind me somewhere, mate. Unbelievable.
But Mike does try to disguise it. He goes like all in black, big massive hat on. Oh, Andy, don't see me.
The hooligan Mike, and then he gets lots of flares out and begins to be the hooligan.
No, I had my daughter with me yesterday, so I'd be on good behaviour.
Best behaviour yesterday.
but
Jake. The comments was a bit, Andy. The comments, I agree with you. It was a bit trying to hide things a bit.
He does have a point. He has a point, but it was a bit of a silly comment. What about you, Jake?
Yeah. I think what he should have said, he should have came out and said, yes, defensively we were poor. We are missing Zuma, and I think he did say Zuma was nowhere near starting. Obviously, just coming back from COVID, we missed a few players, and we were a bit tired, and I think that's the bottom line of it. He could have made some changes in the lineup, which I thought would have benefited us. But comments seemed a little bit weak for me, but.
Yeah. Sorry, Neil, I didn't see your comment. I was talking. Yeah, let's have a look what Neil said. Leeds pressed us all over the ground and gave us no room, and we gave Leeds plenty of room. But Leeds also played much better and deserved the win. Yeah, I agree, Neil. They were the better side. I'm not gonna. If we come out with a draw, I would have bit your hand off the way we played yesterday. If Moyes thinks we've played too many games, then rotation of players might be a good idea to overcome. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, basically.
Yeah,
the players are there still, and he's not brought them in. He obviously don't trust them, does he? Full stop.
Yeah. We'll sort of get onto that, James, in the honest, because I wanted to get Mike and Jake's appearance. But obviously, Mike, we were talking pretty much throughout the game, weren't we? As was unfolding, I was like, we've got to wake up. We've got to wake up in a minute, and then we did. Jarrod Bowen again. We come. Do you know the chance? What I forgot about until then was the Dawson header.
Oh,
before. I don't know how he missed. Obviously, you were at the other end, so that's a bit different. Because obviously, you were at the other. Did you think it was in, Jake, when the ball come in for Dawson's header? Joe, the header,
I
what just
saw
went
it.
wide?
I saw it and I thought, oh, Christ, that because I was like, I think it's Dawson, and I was like, oh, I just went wide, absolute nightmare. And a lot of people around us say should have scored, but it's just unfortunate. I mean, that obviously a goal from a corner for our goal that woke us up, and an unlikely targeted a corner. Put it in the back of the net, but he's not an unlikely goal scorer at the moment. But he is from a corner.
Yeah, no,
but yeah, it was a well taken, well precise, and it was a good header. I mean, the marking from Leeds was poor, but it was good it was good from Bowen to get away from his man and just head it in, which I thought was going to wake us up for us to go on and then get the second and then happy days. But how wrong was I?
Yeah. Do you want to add anything on that, Mike?
No, it's right. It was a great little header from the corner, wasn't it? Like I say, you expect Dawson or Diop or Rice or someone like that to get their head on it, but yeah, it's a great little header. Yeah, I thought, come on, wake up now.
But to be fair, when like we're moving on now to Leeds' second goal. Before then, that was just a run of play. They just had a ball up the pitch. They managed to get a corner, and then they got their second goal. Obviously, Soufal, if he's just switched on, if he just moved a yard, Harrison would have been offside as well. We're not really known for conceding from set pieces, really, and it seems to be the last few games we're switching off. That's got to be not just physical fatigue, mental fatigue.
No, it's mental stuff as well, mate. And but then again, if Souček's there, they don't score that goal.
Yeah,
I honestly, we a lot of our fan base have moaned about him, but when he's not there, we see how much we miss the guy. I mean, he gets a better header against who was it? Ayling flicked it on.
Yeah,
Ayling flicked it on. I mean,
that's why Souček's normally there, isn't he? He wins that front post.
He wins that ball from. I don't know who it was. It might have been Diop. He just won. He wasn't strong enough. Souček wins that header, and it doesn't even go across the face of the goal, And
like I said, I don't want to try and turn it into but we've got to really talk about it as well, Jake. Obviously, you being up that end when that second goal went in, like the place was just about getting to that normal rhythm with the chants and all that, and then that goal really did knock the confidence. What was it like sitting around you? Was there a lot of groaning, or were there people just trying to lead the team on? Because next to the away fans, when me and Mike are, we've got to just try and be vocal, haven't we? Or otherwise we're just going to get back, but we can't really hear up that. What was it like in the stadium when that second goal went in?
Yeah, it was just a bit of frustration. I mean, there's no excuse for us to be conceding goals from set pieces, in my opinion. And the one thing I just can't get around and it's the fact that Issa Diop just can't seem to head a ball. I mean, you were saying that he was a bit weak and should have got there for that goal. Obviously, it was at the other end. We've just conceded from a corner, but I don't understand the fact that he just can't head the ball away, and it was just a groan of frustration at the fact that yet again we've scored and then we've chucked that away within 5 minutes.
Nicky done his video this morning on West Ham. He said it's a carbon copy of Southampton game all over again, isn't it?
Yeah.
It literally was like we were getting back into it and then letting it slip. But obviously half time, Mike, me and you had a brief chat as well, didn't we? Saying you've got to make a change, or we've got to do something different. It'll give them a kick up the backside, and we did. Obviously, we started very strongly. I think Leeds had a couple of chances, like in our half, like getting to the area, but no avail. And then Pablo Fornal steps up and got a great finish. And we thought, here we go, we're going to kick on again.
Yeah, I thought Fornal's he put a lot of hard work in. He always does, doesn't he? He always runs his nuts off. I mean, he always gives it 110% every game. But he didn't get into the game that much, but just for that one bit of brilliance, scores that goal. And I think, great. I was so chuffed for him because he's he's had a bit of a rough time with COVID and being out of the team, being left out for a couple of games. So I was really happy for him to get that goal. And I thought, right, that's it now. Come on. You know, we got to take control of this game now. And but hey ho.
Jake, did you think? Here we go. We're on a roll again now. We've got that second goal, and we're going to push on. And obviously, firstly, good play from Fornals as well, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, it was, and it was just a well worked goal, and then almost like the mood and the atmosphere in the ground just lifted. Like, come on, let's get beyond it now, and let's just push on. Let's get this third goal. I mean, that was down our end. It was a superb finish, and it was really nice to see his emotion, knee slides, and oh, look who it is, Adam Frankel. Just here to ruin everything. This man's now a Palace fan. He's going all over Twitter saying, "Oh, I love the new Crystal."
Number one fan, yeah, I've heard.
I know, I love the new Crystal Palace documentary. I'm Zaha's fan. This and that and the other. He's been to Selhurst Park and now he's become a Palace fan. Absolute nightmare, Frankel. What's going on? But anyway,
he's not the same as online and in person, is he?
No. Exactly.
Love you, Frankel. Really.
Yeah, we love you.
See, he always distracts you, doesn't he? He always distracts people.
Yeah, exactly. Superb finish from Fornals, well worked goal, and we thought, here we go. Come on, the crowd lifted, the atmosphere lifted. The Leeds fans quietened from what I could hear from our end. All I heard all game was something about marching on together, and I'm like, oh, just shut up. Honestly, that's all they sung. Marching on together. Was there anything else?
Yeah, marching on together. That's all they sing.
I know, marching on together, and we are Leeds.
We are Leeds.
Yeah, we know you're Leeds. You don't need to tell us.
And we're on the piss. And we're on the piss.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, boys. I love you.
Boys. Stop talking. Stop talking, Adam. Stop talking. Just leave it.
Yeah. Actually, I'll send him the link if he wants to come on.
Oh yeah, come on. Let's get this geezer on here. Right, whilst he does that.
Whilst he does that, we'll talk about the third goal, Jake. Obviously, you haven't watched it back, but I have. I think Fabianski should have done better. He started to run out and then stopped, and then he opened the angle for Harrison. Me and Mike sort of said it. I'm not sitting here saying I want him dropped or anything like that, but in my opinion, if that was Arriola, that goal would have been prevented. Mike, do you reckon I'm being a bit harsh on him there?
No, I agree. There's three people at fault for that goal. Diop, Sells, Vlasic. A bit short. Vlasic didn't react quick enough, and Fabianski comes rushing out and makes it easy for Harrison. So there was three people at fault for that goal, and it was defensive mistakes all day, wasn't it? Really, and we paid for it. And also, I could bring four into that because Soufal was out of position. He was out there on his own.
He was, wasn't he?
All he had to do was just tap it into the net. He made it so easy for him. There was 3 or 4 people at fault for that goal. I know you always pick 3 or 4 people for nearly every goal. Someone's going to make a mistake somewhere. Otherwise, you never get a goal. But, there was just too many of them. Too many in that game. We was going to pay for it. You can't defend like that and expect to win a game in the Premier League.
Oh, sorry, people. I'm going to go back to your comments, but Adam's sneakily watching it, so he can't come on. Oh. At least he's
evening the better, Mr. Cox. Look at him. Look, evening the better, Mr. Cox. Oh, dearie me.
What? We're coming for you, Millwall. We're coming for you. Oh, fair enough. Talking of Millwall, did you see Forest?
Yes.
That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious.
I sent Twitter on an absolute new one. Honestly, I put something on Twitter saying that I thought the Forest fans were singing West Ham are massive everywhere they go, and I got attacked by the Millwall mob saying that didn't happen. Oh my god! I turned my phone off for an hour. I've got 655 likes, 58 comments, and all the Millwall not were having a go at me.
Epic saying that why wouldn't you drop Fabianski? We'll probably have 9 points more in the league had Ariana played all the games. Oh, I agree with us, but we sort of won. Newcastle, we got away with it.
Yeah.
He was at Blunt, but Palace at home, I think I can't really think of any other really blunders he's had really.
Palace away, to be fair. I mean,
well, we got the result. I meant we got the results. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, you've also got to turn it around as well and say he's made a couple of good saves. I mean, the save against Norwich save. I mean, that was a great save, and there's no doubt about it. He's a great, great save. Stopper.
It's just no disrespect.
Distribution, that's what lets him.
He's just not athletic no more, is he? He's a good shot stopper.
He don't fill me with confidence when he comes for crosses, but shot stopper, he's one of the best.
Yeah,
he really is still one of the best shot stoppers around. Areola, though, his distribution is just so much better.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't want it to turn into because obviously there's been Twitter meltdowns and YouTube videos. Obviously, the substitution for Moyes from bringing Nikola Vlasic off and Arthur Masuaku on. Jake, what did you make of that, mate?
I mean, there was a lot of anger around us, and people were just like, "Why?" I mean, firstly, why are you taking Vlasic off? We didn't think he had the worst game, and why are you taking off him for Arthur Masuaku, who once again got himself into a pretty good position near the end. A Leeds player slipped right down our end. He had all the time in the world to pick somebody out. Lo and behold, he was going to pick out Andrei Yarmolenko, so it would have ended up at Stratford Station. But he just couldn't pick him out anyway. And it's just like, what value does he bring when he came on? I didn't think Yarmolenko did a bad job. I thought he was average. I mean, a couple of times I thought, oh, here we go. He did a couple of good things, which, is rich coming from me because, we have a bit of banter about Andrei Yarmolenko. But I thought, I just couldn't understand that substitution or the other one.
The only other, if he really wanted to bring Vlasic off, why didn't he bring him on for Krau and move Fornells out to the left? Or Lanzini? Do you know? I know they would have been like full left wingers, but they could have alternated because Lanzini wasn't obviously having the best of games either. But surely, what I said we'll get onto it. We might as well get onto it. What has Krau got to do? Obviously, I really don't know. There's rumours that him going back now because they're not happy with his game time. We might be considering it. So what a disaster that with Noble potentially out for 6 weeks. So that's just criminal, isn't it?
Honestly, Andy, he just can't rate him. It must be he's watching him in training every day, isn't he, Moyes? And he just can't rate him. But when he's had game time, Man United in a cup game, I thought we had a decent game. He's played some games in Europe and he's done pretty well. I know the Premier League's it's a different story, but I can see him playing. When he plays international football, he does a decent job. So I can't understand it, really. I just don't know why he had more game time. It's puzzling to me, absolutely puzzling. And this week he should have got a game. He should have got a start this week, especially like I say, Noble being out. I mean, I don't believe it. I just can't see why he's not getting a chance. Because the bloke, unless he's given a chance, we're never going to know, are we? And you can't just give him the 2 games, 2-3 starts. That's not enough.
The game he started at Man United away, I thought he was outstanding with Noble.
He had a great game. He put himself about. He's got good energy. Okay, he's not the sort of guy who's going to beat 2 or 3 players and stick one in the top corner, but that's not his job. His job is, he's a defensive midfielder. It puzzles me, mate. It really just puzzles me.
Yeah, and Jake, in my opinion, if you put him in there, that will allow Rice to express himself. The fact that he can just go forward and, he's got Krau behind when Souček out. Do you agree?
Yeah, it must be baffling for him as well. And it's difficult because surely Souček and Soufal are sitting back and thinking, why ain't our mate getting a game every now and then? I mean, it's just a bit baffling as well because Noble has started games this season where Krau could have played. And yeah, I do agree with Mike. Krau should have started one of these games this week. Gave Lanzini a rest because unfortunately I think he's working Lanzini into the ground, and I think we saw that yesterday, and it was just a perfect opportunity to put him in to a Premier League game, give him 90 minutes, and then it just opens up so many more options with the likes of Rice, and we would have looked a lot more solid in the midfield, which would have meant there wouldn't have been so much of a strain on the defence, which of course is already battered at the moment. And I don't know what he's done to David Moyes or his daughter, but obviously something.
Yeah, I literally can understand. Actually, before we get onto that, we'll talk about the fact that Bowen's had to come out and do an apology, and the amount of sorry, Jake, I know it's on my channel before, but the amount of shit what Bowen has had to deal with, the abuse I've seen him getting, this could damage him. This literally could damage him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realise, if you actually had a look, it actually took a deflection, that cross. I didn't realise until it slowed. So I know he should have headed it, but the fact that it's sort of gone behind him as well. But Mike, I'll let you start. It's just I can't believe these keyboard warriors.
It wasn't a bad cross from Antonio, to be fair. And Antonio was out there on his own. I mean, he had time to get it in. And to be fair to him, he put a decent cross in. Yeah. And without that deflection, Sonny Perkins has got a great chance to head that ball in. But it flicks, with the deflection, it flicks over. And I think, Bowen's just not expecting it to come there. And he's just hit him on the chest more than he had the chance to head it. But how can you knock the guy we wouldn't be where we are if it weren't for Bowen. He's been absolutely brilliant, and he's missed one chance. God, I've seen players, the likes of Messi and Ronaldo miss easier chances.
I replied because Ryan done one, because there was someone, I can't remember where they were from, like Tyneside reporter, saying Bowen, after that Bowen shocking miss yesterday, don't deserve to be called up for the England squad. Yeah. Well, so then, so Ryan wrote back, and I done do you remember the Ronaldo miss from like years ago when he was at Man United, when he missed from 6 yards out at Sheffield United? Yeah. So I just commented that even the best players miss. He's shut up since. We had to put it right. Do you know, like, who are these reporters as well?
I know.
Saying someone shouldn't get caught.
I've seen Ronaldo miss a penalty at Upton Park, hit it about a yard wide of the goal.
Yeah, we went on to win that game as well.
There's no more easier chance than a penalty. So anyone can do it. I've seen Salah miss sitters. I've seen Kane miss sitters. They all do it. He's in that position, and he's been absolutely top for us this year. One of our best players. Him and Rice have been the best two players we've had. And you can't knock a guy from missing one chance like that. That's disgraceful.
Jake, I'm going to be honest. Can you see us getting a signing before Saturday?
I just want to talk about that thing first before I answer that question.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. I thought you said something. My apologies. Sorry, go on.
The fact that Jarrod Bowen has got to come out on Instagram and publicly apologise is absolutely disgraceful to start with. The fact that people are abusing him, because I mean, I've watched it back. Yes, it was a bad miss, but I don't think he was expecting it, because it took a deflection and it almost popped up at him and he didn't see it and he didn't have the time. I mean, it's not like it was passed to him and he, had a free shot at an open goal like Minamino did in that Liverpool game. It came to him as a shock and he couldn't get his head over it to put it in, and it's understandable. And I've seen the abuse that Diop's been getting as well. I don't rate Diop as a player, but I'd never go out and abuse him on Instagram and Twitter. It's just these players put on this West Ham shirt. There's no need, and I've seen so many players get abused constantly. There's no need for it.
Like me and you, we know we're not Yarmolenko's biggest fan. But when he comes onto the pitch, you've got to cheer. What are you going to do? Boo him?
You can't boo the guy. No.
We've had, like, Jake, you're obviously not as young to see it, but we've had to remember Laurent Courtois the likes of him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've had some crap over the years, like even like the early 2000s, but we begin to move on, and we do. But I just don't understand. This is like one team, and I just see not just players just getting individually targeted, like what I said earlier on my tweet. We win together, we lose together, we draw together. You can't blame one person for everything. It's a team sport, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we still got to remember, we're still fourth in the league. I know it's a false position because of the amount of games we played, but hey, we just won 4 games in a row. And if you go back to me and say you've got to lose one game against Leeds, either the cup or the league game, I'd have took the bloody league game to lose every time. Okay, we didn't want to lose either of them, and we should have at least got 4 points or 1 win and a draw out of those 2 games. But hey, we're still in the cup. Leeds aren't. We're still in 4th position in the league. We're still in the Europa League. And I think some of our fan base have just got a little bit above themselves, I'm afraid, and got a little bit carried away. Reality check,
Sorry, Jake. We'll start and then we'll go back to you, mate. Are we signing someone before Saturday? Can you see someone coming in?
Oh dear. No, is the bottom line. I looked back today and I looked at the date and I looked at it and said we're 17 days into this transfer window and we haven't even looked like we're getting close to signing anybody. We said we put this stupid offer in for that Barbosa, Gabby-Goal, whatever his name is. That guy, a stupid offer we put in. They don't want a loan deal, so we offered a loan deal. Of course, that's what we've got to do. And we won't get Lingard now. That's just dead in the water, in my opinion. And Sean said on my show earlier, I don't see who we're going to get. I mean, unless we're just going to pluck a couple of players out of the air, I don't see who we're going to get. We've let Digne go. We've let other players go. I mean, somebody joked on Twitter earlier that Andy Carroll's out of contract and he was at the training ground today.
Apparently he was at the training ground today. There is rumours like circulating he was there. I'll
tell you what though. I'll get laughed at it, but if this guy's on a pay as you play,
he was on 1,000 a week at Reading.
Contract.
Oh, it was 1,000 a week at Reading, and when he played,
I'd take that.
I really would as well. We're going to get pelters. I don't care, but I would.
We're going to get belted now. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to disagree with you either, because he's
at least we got. Yeah, well,
we got community on that one. Yeah, he's an option. Bring him on for 10 minutes at the end, even. I mean, who wants to try and mark Andy Carroll from if you've got a cross to get into the box?
Yeah.
I mean,
but the thing is as well. But the thing is as well, we turn to the bench for 15 minutes to go, and we're bringing on Sonny Perkins. I mean, no, that's nothing against the lad, but for a team that's going for top 4, we shouldn't be turning to a 20 or whatever, however old he is, a 20-year-old to change the game. We should be bringing on a decent player, and at the very least, somebody like Andy Carroll, who's going to sit on the bench for the majority of the time, but he's going to come on and try and make an impact. I mean, he knows what he's got to do at West Ham, and I mean, he scored some belters of some goals at Reading. I mean, a couple of them was disallowed, but yeah.
But I think he's played 7 out of the last 9 games or something, like 90 minutes as well. He's not been subbed, so he's fit.
But if it's Carroll or nothing, I'm taking Carroll.
Definitely.
The Hatchers are taking over today.
I know.
Yeah,
the Hatchers are taking over.
Big Andy Carroll.
Talking of YouTube, well, again, look, we've got another one.
Anton.
My brother, Anton.
Right, where is he? If he wants to come on, if he's sitting at home doing nothing, we'll get him to come on for a couple of minutes.
I can guarantee you he's not sitting at home doing nothing. No. This guy never stops.
It'll be easier. I'm just going to put it in the chat because obviously we can control it.
Ping him the link. He'll come on for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
pin him.
Yeah, Carroll or Anton? Who do you want up top? Carroll or Anton?
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Right, let's have a look here. So, I'm really saying this. I really can see Jesse Lingard signing on Sunday after we've played him. I really can.
Well, after he comes on and scores a winner against us again.
Probably.
No,
Probably.
joking aside.
Here's what will happen.
Yeah.
If that'll happen, we might as well just take him back on the bus with us.
Yeah. Imagine it. Sign a contract at full time on the pitch.
Yeah, and then take him back on the bus.
I know we all do previews and stuff like that for the game, but Mike, what do we need to change for Saturday?
Oh, for Saturday, we desperately need Zuma back in that team. And who he's going to replace, mate, is you could toss a coin. But in my mind, if although they say Dawson's been playing with an injury, I'd play Dawson and Zuma together. Bang. But we need Souček back in as well. Yeah. And we need those two starting desperately. And I think, we can get something if we do. You know, they're not in frightening form, are they, Man United?
Yeah. Jake, what about you? What would you do?
One thing I would say is they're a very beatable side. And if we go out there and play our A game, I think we can beat them because they are very weak at the moment. Lingard, of course, will come in at some point. But Zuma, Dawson, it's got to happen. Souček's got to come back into that midfield. Worst case scenario, it's got to be Krau or somebody physical. It can't be Lanzini playing in that defensive role because the game will just pass him by again. If Lanzini's going to play, which I doubt he will, because he's literally been playing every game, and I mean he just can't do that. He's just getting run into the ground. He's got to play in a more advanced attacking role. We've got to stick by Vlasic. We've got to stick by him. I didn't think he had an awful game, to be honest with you. Stick by him. Just that one moment, that one goal could change his West Ham career, in my opinion. The rest I think we all pretty much know.
If obviously Vlas, I'm going to mention him again. That this is obviously going forward to Man United. I think this game could really benefit him, you know. Man United are at home. Wan-Bissaka or Darlow, whoever plays there, they bomb forward like anything. Luke Shaw does like anything. If we play our cards right, with Vlasic and Bowen, we can seriously cause them damage. What do you reckon? Yeah,
definitely, mate. Yeah, I mean, Vlasic, I think, you know, he made one mistake and he got made a bit of a scapegoat. You know, I thought, like you said, Jake, it didn't have a poor game. You know, he got caught on the ball and they scored a goal. And it was almost going back to sort of the Ben Rama thing, wasn't it? When he'd make a mistake, he got ripped straight off the pitch. But I think there's something there. And Andy, you're right. They're fullbacks that get out of ball for sure. And Bowen and Vlasic, if they had a good game, I think we're causing problems. I think there'd be goals. I think there'd be goals in this game for sure.
100%.
With regards to Mikel Antonio, obviously he done that ball at the end. Me and Mike were talking during the game how frustrated we were with him. He drifts wide. Obviously, a few people have said it. He's not got that striker's instinct. But I fancy him against Varane and Maguire. I think he would love that battle.
Yep.
That is the problem with Mikel Antonio. You don't know what one you're going to get. I think if he goes in for a battle of mind games, he's going to lose it. But for power and strength, he is. And I think we can do better. I think Leeds just gave him the space, and he just didn't know what to do with it when he had it.
I think he gave the ball away. Was it 23 times or something like that?
Yeah.
I think that was a stat. I'm not sure. Someone will put me right in a minute. But I think he gave the ball away about 23 times, and it just seemed to be. I don't know what he was doing. He was bouncing off him, you know, and he couldn't get hold of it. He couldn't really link up. It was so frustrating. It really was. But I mean, you know, he's that sort of player. I mean, he does things in a game, doesn't he? Like 1 minute it's brilliant, the next minute it's absolutely abysmal. But that's Antonio, isn't it? Full stop.
Yeah.
We've got someone in the green room. Oh, it's the new striker. He's in his kit, ready and playing. let's reveal the new West Ham United striker, Anton.
Here he is. It's the big man.
Andy Carroll.
It's the
Andy
big
Carroll.
man.
Andy Carroll.
What's happening?
Not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, good, mate. Well, not really good. I fell off a ladder today.
What?
Yeah, I'm all right.
That's
Actually.
Is the ladder? Is the ladder all right?
Ridiculous, honestly. I think my extra body weight I'm carrying right now actually probably saved me, to be honest. But yeah,
Really?
I fell off from the top. Like, it was quite a reasonable height. But I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm getting there.
Yeah. So obviously we're just talking about obviously you've probably been listening what's going on. Obviously me and the boys are just saying, Anton, we've just got to forget about yesterday and quickly move on to Man United. And obviously we've got 5 solid days of training, but quickly, obviously I know you do it on the West Ham network. Everyone knows where you're from, but what's your thoughts? We've just got to forget about it, haven't we? It's just a bad day.
Yeah, I think I get the vibe that maybe we're all, like, maybe the 4 of us in particular, and other people as well. But I'm a half glass full fan more than I am a half glass empty, and I can see past some of the, when it's a bad performance. Everything doesn't just go to pot. The world isn't ending as a West Ham fan, because. Okay, yes, no one expected that we would be doing so well in all the competitions that we are, but we are, and I can always see some positives and more positives than maybe what other people can do. But it's just like, I mean, to be honest, I've actually struggled. I spoke to Jake yesterday, actually, and I said to him, like, I actually came off of social media yesterday because it was ridiculous. It and it actually affects the way that you support the team. And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with it. It's like people are absolutely tearing into individual players.
I don't know if you saw, Anton. These are the 3 most common things I've seen today, and I put it on my Twitter. We will struggle to finish in the top 10 now. A few people have said Moyes out. I've seen, and we are not going to sign anyone.
It's ridiculous, and I see so many comments about people talking about, like, players we need to sign. I don't doubt for a second that we need to sign players, but people are like, one person says it's Moyes' fault, the next person says it's the board's fault, and then other people are saying, well, not every single Premier League team have signed players yet. Now, I know we need to sign these players, but I mean, what players are we going to sign that Moyes wants or has looked at, or I don't know, like, someone name me the player. I mean, we think Origi should be the signing, but Moyes doesn't see it like that. And I don't know how many times I've said it on our shows, and you probably think the same. We had an out-and-out striker in Sebastian Haller. We had an out-and-out striker, Sebastian Haller, and it didn't work in our system. So I don't know what another out-and-out striker would offer to West Ham right now, because that's what I think maybe Moyes is concerned about. But then that's when the fan base go, oh, well, what does Moyes know? And I'm like, well, Moyes has transformed West Ham over the last 2 years into a club that's sitting currently in 4th place in the Europa League last 16. I don't mind it. I don't mind people being critical. I think it's fine. I think it's good. I think the world is the way it is because we have to be critical, but not nasty with it, and not to the point of, like, the world's imploding. We are, I don't know, would you say we're overachieving for the money we spend, even though we've spent a reasonable amount of money? We've gone through a big, massive transition of moving into the stadium. But my word, like, I'm not going to let a defeat to Leeds, albeit against a decimated, injury, torn side, get to me to the level it has done. It's not. West Ham fans need to learn, in my opinion, and it's my opinion, that one defeat can't lead to a meltdown.
Yeah, I agree.
Off the back of 4 wins in a trot. Yeah. Now, for me, a meltdown goes like 10 games lost in a row. Then it's justified. It's completely justified. But I don't know if any of you've seen, and I've not read it yet, but Nigel Cann wrote an article today, but it was his title, and it was my non-knee-jerk reaction to the Leeds game. because that's exactly what everyone's done. It's just gone knee-jerk, boss.
Because I done a reaction last night. Obviously, it was a few hours after the game, and I'm not going to lie, I was still angry, but I was just talking to Jake and Mike. Like, I forgot about. Obviously, we're talking about the game now, but as soon as we forget about this, I'm going to forget. Obviously, we're trying to dig holes and what we can improve on. But I'm not going to say name because I'm not that kind of. But I'm still going to see this meltdown from particular people for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
They're just going to be like, we've fouled. With this player's rubbish. Like, I don't know if you saw, Anton, the abuse what Jarrod, Bowen and Issa Diop has got is an absolute it's a disgrace.
Yeah, it is a disgrace, and the fact that Jarrod Bowen today had felt the need to come out and make a post. Now, I don't know, is Jarrod Bowen the sort of person? I mean, I don't see the harm in him coming out and making a post because he would be gutted as a professional footballer. You would be gutted because that thing at the end that happened is the difference between West Ham, drawing the game or rather than losing or whatever it was. However, I just hope it's not him reacting to fans having a dig at him. I really don't. I really hope it's not, to be honest. And and like you said, guys, like brush it off and move on because I tell you what, and you know this, Moyes will be using that, but not be. I don't think he'll be sitting there like ramming it down the throats. He'll be using it to go, well, what did you do that was wrong? Because see, going forward yesterday, we looked good. Apart from maybe the odd occasion where maybe they were kind of man marking Antonio in different positions or doing certain things, but defensively was the issue. Really, it was defensively what was causing us the problems all game yesterday.
Yeah,
Lads,
definitely.
I'm going to have to shoot. Thank you very much, Andy.
No worries, Jake. No worries. We're just going to go for a couple more minutes anyway. Take care.
Cheers.
Yeah, so Mike, obviously, Moyes, like what Anton said, I totally agree with what Anton's. But to be honest, I wouldn't be more. I'll be more worried about is Kevin Nolan and Stuart Pearce. No, Stuart Pearce and Kevin Nolan. That's who I'd be more worried about than David Moyes. Apparently, Moyes can lose his rag, but especially with them and. Like you said, we've had a bad December, and I've got to admit we're lucky to be where we are. But I would still rather have the points on the board than playing catch up. It's still like Tottenham's game in hands are Brighton, Leicester, Arsenal, and Burnley. They're not
exactly.
They're not easy games, are they?
At the end of the day, I mean, I think we've got away with it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I know we've lost games in this period, but as soon as we lost Zuma and Cresswell. And then we had, obviously, Bonner for a long-term injury. I think we just got away with it a little bit. But it was always going to come and bite us on the bum. I knew this was going to happen. The Southampton game and the Leeds thing was just defensive mistakes. And those things wouldn't happen with our first choice back four. So we've got away with it a little bit. And so we've got through it. We still won 3 or 4 in a row. So, hey, it's better than picking up 4 draws in that position. We've got points on the board. We're still in the cup. Like I said, if we had to lose a game against Leeds, I'd sooner it have been the league game than the cup game because we're still in the FA Cup. And we've still got a chance. I mean, we're still fighting on 3 fronts, to get into Europe, still in Europa League, and we're still in the FA Cup. And we're still, at this moment in time, sat 4th in the league. Yeah. So, I mean, there's nothing to get all het up about. God, I've been following this team for over 50 years.
Yeah,
and I've been watching
this. So many ups and downs, haven't you?
So used to looking at 3 teams that are going to be worse than us, so that we can stay up. And now it's a totally different mindset.
Do you know what, Mike? I think you've actually hit the nail on the head. And that's what maybe a lot of fans need to think about is that. Yeah. That we as a club have been, you're totally right. Even in my dad's era as well, when he talks, we didn't back up certain seasons when we won cups before in the past. We would win a cup and then we would drop out and either, have a couple of crap seasons. But this is the first time in a long time in my lifetime as a fan, probably similar to you, Miles, that we're seeing such consistency in a West Ham team over 3 seasons, but technically 2, if that makes any sense, in calendar years. It's ridiculous amount of crazy form. And okay, we've been beaten by Leeds, but I I'm not negative about Manchester United.
No.
That's the question here. Look, can we beat Man United? Of course we can.
Of course we can.
Of course we can beat Man United. Like, I'm very frustrated, but we're still going to create that gap. We're playing at 3:00 on a Saturday. Some other teams are not going to be playing before then. They're still going to be like looking up at us. People can say, "Oh, you're still in fourth," but like you said, we've got the points on the ball. But before we go, gents, Anton, what differences would we need to? Obviously, defensively, hopefully we'll have Zuma back. Do you reckon Soufal is playing a bit? Would you still play Soufal on Saturday?
If Zuma's fit, I wouldn't be surprised if we obviously saw Zuma come back into the equation. I do feel sorry for Diop. I don't know what's going on. His confidence, it's been shaken again.
That's the problem.
I think it has. He just looks a little bit uncomfortable on the ball. I don't know if that's because he's had to play alongside, not having Creswell there for such a long time, and he's. I think playing
on that left centre back. Everyone keeps criticising me, saying that's not an excuse, but I keep referring to it, and people can tell me from. You ask Maldini or John Terry to play right centre back, they would have struggled. Left centre back was their natural position. Don't get me wrong, I'm not making the exceptions. Both of them were dreadful, yes, but that's the only thing. But whenever I've seen him play with Zuma, he's been outstanding. Both of them, to be fair.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Diop has given us more good performances than bad performances this season. But I think, defensively was our biggest issue. Yes, it wasn't just Diop. There was a lot of issues back there. But I just don't know. I can't see Moyes making, two defensive changes. I just don't think he's done that. I don't think he's got the history in doing that. Because if he was to do that and bring Zuma in and then brings Johnson in, that's two huge changes in the back line. And and Moyes has never historically done that. And if he was to do it, we would all be like, "Oh, wow, that's a big move," because people are already calling for the Fabianski and Areola scenario, but I don't think that'll change for this game.
Sorry, Anton. Before we go, do you reckon he should have done better for that third goal, Fabianski? Do you reckon he should have kept on running?
I do think. I don't want to. I mean, I think he's a great goalkeeper. I think he's been great for West Ham, and I think we've got just two really good goalkeepers. That's the good thing. But I don't doubt for a second he could have done better, and I think maybe another keeper would have done better, or could have done better. But equally, we've just got two really good goalkeepers there, and either or right now. If he goes with Areola, I'll back him. If he goes with Fabianski, I'll back him. I mean, who are we to say that one's better than the other?
Yeah, no, of course. But no, gents, like I said, we as soon as this stream finishes, I'm totally going to forget about that game yesterday. I'm going to sit there and wipe it all from our memories.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. Exactly. And we move on. Mike, it's been a pleasure. Obviously, we've had Jake from West Ham Unofficial. Go and follow him. Obviously, Anton, you know where he is. He's on the West Ham network. Because I'll go and check him and all of his team. I'll call him a team. You look like a little five-a-side team, Anton, ain't you now? West Ham network. I won't. Where you're the big man. Yeah, the big man up front.
And I'm not playing in goal.
I'm actually going. Listen, I'm going to Manchester. I'm going to the game at the weekend. So it's my first game back since my little boy was born. So I'm looking forward.
How is the little boy?
Brilliant, mate. Really good. Yeah, really good. I'm not taking him though because he's only 10 weeks old. So I'm taking Freddie. Freddie's coming to.
Oh, are you?
West Ham game. Yeah.
So
I'm going as well. So I'll probably see you there.
Right. Cool. Excellent. And then I've booked my tickets for Watford at home.
Oh wow! Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'll be down for that.
Game,
so
yeah.
So I'm back.
Yeah.
I just don't want to miss that though.
And people who've seen me think I'm big. You don't. Standing next to Anton, I'm a midget. Is that true?
Oh, Richard, shut up. A little bit.
He's done it.
Corporate.
Oh dear. But no, Anton, I hope all in your family as well. Once again, Mike, go and follow Jake and Anton. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we're still there. We've still got smiles on our faces. With West Ham, we're still fourth in the league, and we're going to go and get 3 points at Old Trafford, and we're going to like Shaun of the Dead. We're going to go to the Winchester and wait for it all to blow over, and West Ham are going to be victorious on Saturday. Take care, everyone, and I will see you soon. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Take care. Cheers. Bye.
Guys.